That was great. I've been watching him going, wow, he's really calm for what's about to happen, because I thought you really handled that well. I was like, he's not even nervous. I was looking. Anyway, so I want to be the first to give you an engagement gift. This season I'm partnering with Furbo to help dogs find a loving home, and they want to say thank you and congratulations with a check for $25,000. Anyway.
First at 4, the impeachment inquiry has Democrats challenging the president and Republicans questioning the process. An historic investigation happening for just the 4th time in our nation's history.
And first at 4, do you think a college degree is worth all that debt? We're taking a closer look at the big debate.
And mixed reviews after the launch of Disney Plus. First at 4 starts right now. Welcome everyone and good afternoon. We are starting with a story of gratitude. The family of a 1-year-old boy spent the morning giving back to patients at the hospital that saved their son's life.
Waylon Grado spent his first 5 months inside the pediatric intensive care unit over at Cardin Children's Medical Center in Mesa.
And this morning, Waylon, who just turned 1 and his family returned with care packages, they wanted to help other families who were in the same exact position they were.
Hey, buddy. You'd never know it by the smile on his face what 1-year-old Waylon Grado has been through during the first year of his life. Waylon was born with a congenital heart defect, forcing him to have open heart surgery, leading to a 5-month stay in the hospital. I met with Waylon's dad, Ivan, and mother, Sarah, who told me Waylon was a fighter since the day he was born.
He ended up spending a total of about 5 months in the pediatric ICU. And during those 5 months, holidays passed, birthdays passed, a lot of things passed when we were here. But every single day, Waylon would show everybody that he can and that he was a strong fighter.
Being here now, a year later,
in a different place.
In a different place, it's like a different life.
The Grados returned to Cardin Children's Hospital filled with gratitude and bags full of gifts.
We have a blanket.
They included comfort items like toiletries and teddy bears that made the Grados stay here so much easier.
Because we were receiving so much love and support and help, and we were just like, man, we got to do something whenever we get out of here.
For the Grados, it's about giving back and reconnecting with the doctors who were there from the beginning.
That's what we do, that's our job.
Dr. Prasad Ravi discovered Waylon's heart defect before he was even born.
Basically, he bet all odds against him, and really he's been a superhero so far.
As for Waylon, his health is much better now. He turned 1 on November 9th. His family says without faith, their little boy's fighting spirit, and all the help that their family received, they wouldn't be here today paying it forward.
And as of today, the repair is holding up, and so that's what we're focusing on. Like, we don't really know what the future holds, but he's happy and healthy today.
And I tell you what, Waylon had the best smile.
Yes, he did.
What a cutie.
Yeah, and they said throughout the whole process he was such a fighter, and you wouldn't even know it because he had such a good spirit. Well, the Grados plan on keeping the donations coming in the future. So if you want to help out in the future, you can go to Waylon's Facebook page. All you have to do, it's a great name. It's called Waylon the Warrior on Facebook. I'll put a link in this article when it gets on the 12 News app. But I tell you what,
Great story.
just so inspiring.
Yeah, and the fact that, I mean, it's not only just a great story for him, but the fact that the family, to celebrate, to mark that milestone, they're giving back to others.
Yeah, and the doctors, the nurses, and you saw the doctor there. I was amazed to find out he discovered the heart defect while Waylon was still in the womb. So that's how incredible this is.
Such a great team.
Sure is.
And it really does take a team like that. Well, we go from one story of hope to another.
Yeah, this one, though, is difficult to tell because it involves one of our own. It's also how healing can happen in many different ways.
It's all part of a brand new book called Keep Looking Up that was launched on Monday. It tells the story of how a mother and daughter dealt with not one, but 2 terrible family tragedies and were able to transform the worst kind of grief into hope. It's a powerful book written by two powerful women.
I've learned recently not to use the word that I lost my son, because that indicates that they're not here anymore. And what I know now is that not only are they still here, I think they're more present than they were when they were physically alive.
It's been a little over 2 years since we lost Cole Conley, a member of our 12 News family and a good friend of mine, to suicide. In the wake of his death, I became friends with his mother, Carrie, who's now written a book about her journey, not only losing a son, but 3 years before that, her husband Ross died the exact same way.
Bad things happen to good people all the time. So I'd be lying if I didn't say that, yeah, Laurel and I in the beginning were just like, why? What? Why is this happening to our family? We were so loving together, so bonded, had a great relationship, enjoyed life, had a great life, and then it just all like blew up.
A husband and a son? It's unimaginable. But Carrie believes the suicide epidemic is directly linked to societal pressure.
Culturally, we still have a structure that raises up little humans to follow a path of achievement and success and having titles and getting rewards, and no structure in place yet for taking a little human and figuring out what their purpose is. That's my whole purpose of what I do. I want to help people find their vision, their purpose a lot sooner.
And if there's any lesson to be learned from that, it's that you should never be afraid to ask for help. Cole, who we knew and loved, he was a member of our social media team. I golfed with him all the time. Tram, I had no clue.
Yeah.
And you didn't.
None of us did.
No. And if he had just asked any of us for help, maybe this would have been a different story.
And I think it's one of those things where, because we didn't know, you know, he was looking at him, talking to him, seeing these pictures all over again, it just brings it all back again.
I know.
And he was always so positive.
The exact opposite of what you would expect.
He's
and
smiling, happy. He'd ask how you're doing. He would be in the moment and in the conversation.
I am sure the loss of his father played into this, but the societal pressure part of it shocked me, because Cole was such an overachiever. But Carrie, his mom, who's written the book with her daughter Laurel, said that there are these expectations that are imprinted on kids from the time they're born. You need to be a doctor, you need to be a lawyer, you need to make A's, you need to make the varsity team. And that isn't the way it should be. What it should be is figure out what you're good at, figure out what your passion in life is, and do that.
Right.
Do that. Find your happy place.
Yeah.
Don't live up to what someone else says you should strive to achieve. Find your own happiness.
I can't imagine the incredible strength that his mother went through, not only to deal with the loss of her husband.
You wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then to write this book.
I know.
To help others.
Yeah, it's a
beautiful thing to
real
do.
how-to book on the worst kind of a situation.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, and thanks to her for sharing this. 12 News is proud to be a part of the Cactus Coalition, a group of influencers like Governor Ducey, the Arizona Cardinals, and you. All of us together are committed to tackling the biggest issues like suicide prevention with the goal of enacting positive change in our community. There's a special place on our website, 12news.com/factis, for resources.
Now let's talk about the highly anticipated and highly controversial public impeachment hearings that were underway on Capitol Hill today.
Democrats challenging the president and Republicans questioning the entire process. An historic investigation happening for just the 4th time in our nation's history.
As NBC's Jay Gray reports, 2 seasoned diplomats were the first witnesses in the investigation into whether President Trump withheld millions in aid and a meeting at the White House with Ukraine's president in exchange for the country investigating a political rival.
The committee will come to order.
The opening gavel echoes across the country and the world, a call to order in an impeachment process that at times has seemed anything but orderly. For 8 weeks, lawmakers have asked questions behind closed doors this morning, those doors swinging wide open.
Whether President Trump sought to condition official acts, such as a White House meeting or U.S. military assistance, on Ukraine's willingness to assist with 2 political investigations that would help his re-election campaign.
Republicans continuing to challenge the move and the entire process.
Anyone familiar with the Democrats' scorched earth war against President Trump would not be surprised to see all the typical signs that this is a carefully orchestrated media smear campaign.
The first 2 witnesses, Bill Taylor, America's top diplomat in Ukraine, and George Kent, the Deputy Assistant Secretary heavily involved in crafting policy between the countries.
As a general principle, I do not believe the United States should ask other countries to engage in selective, politically associated investigations or prosecutions against opponents of those in power.
Ukrainians did not owe President Trump anything, and holding up security assistance for domestic political gain was crazy.
At the White House, President Trump, meeting with his counterpart from Turkey, says he hasn't paid much attention to the proceedings.
I did not watch it. I'm too busy to watch it. It's a witch hunt. It's a hoax.
Others call it historic, this new public face critical to the ongoing investigation. During an early back and forth, Republicans asked Committee Chair Adam Schiff to subpoena the whistleblower. He responded saying that he would not permit the outing of the person whose complaint sparked the inquiry, but would consider allowing the testimony behind closed doors. Jay Gray, NBC News, Washington.
All right, Jay, thank you. So by now you might be wondering, how does impeachment actually work? Well, think of it like this. It's an indictment in a criminal proceeding. The House will act as a grand jury and will decide whether the president should be impeached or not. The next proceeding moves to the Senate, which holds a trial overseen by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
A team of lawmakers from the House play the role of prosecutors. The president has defense lawyers, and the Senate will serve as a jury.
And that brings us to today's 12 News Bullhorn question. As we take a live look at the nation's capital, do you feel President Trump should be impeached? Simply yes or no. Right now, 43% say yes, 57% say no. You can vote at 12news.com/bullhorn. We'd love to hear from you. All right, coming up on First at 4, does it really pay to go to college anymore? A growing number of people are skipping their degree. And also coming up at 4, it's a gorgeous day across the Valley of the Sun in our 7-day forecast. Looking pretty good. You'll want to take a picture of it. Stick around.
12 News Traffic to Go is driven by Lerner and Rowe.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Good evening, everyone. Reporting from here on the ground. Santa Ana winds are very strong. Fire has grown leaps and bounds since it broke out.
Do you feel like you're giving a green light to politicians?
No.
Lie.
NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
It's an all-new November on Today.
Did you ever have any doubt about the fitness of this president?
I never did.
What's going on in your house, Bodie and Morgan?
They finally arrived.
They're here.
Miracle is about to join his forever family. We love a happy ending around here. Can't wait for date night.
Let's go. We gotta start keeping it clean after date night.
Only if we're talking about a car wash.
Beautiful window coverings accessorize any home. Artie's Gallery of Windows Coverings has decorated many homes and commercial offices for over 40 years. Come visit our Hunter Douglas Gallery and let our professional design team help you create a dream environment. Shades, blinds, shutters, custom draperies, bedding, and outdoor cushions made here in Phoenix. Shop with us and you will receive the best national brands, superlative service, and reliable expertise. Hunter Douglas and Artie's Gallery of Window Coverings. Call to get a free quote or visit artiesgallery.com. Help St. Vincent de Paul end hunger for thousands of Arizona families this holiday season. Donate by texting Turkey to 474747 or visit svdpaz.org/Turkey Tuesday. Your $15 donation adds a turkey to a Thanksgiving family food box. Let's support our community this holiday season.
Experience medieval times, a world of excitement, adventure, and wonder. It's the perfect place for celebration and revelry. The celebration begins at medievaltimes.com, now open in Scottsdale.
Who's that?
Oh, that's Klaus, our new tenant.
Since when are we renting out rooms?
Since you said you needed your car's transmission replaced. It's expensive.
I'm going to AMCO, most trusted name in the business. And it comes with a 3-year, 50,000-mile nationwide warranty. So, you should go.
Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. AMCO. AA, MCO. Transmissions and a whole lot more.
Can't wait for date night.
Let's go. We gotta start keeping it clean after date night.
Only if we're talking about a car wash.
Welcome back to First at 4. We are talking about education.
In today's world, do you think a high school diploma is enough education to make a decent living? Team 12's Ryan Cody has the facts in today's social segment.
Well, it seems like less and less young people are willing to come out of college with all of that financial debt, and the value this next generation is putting on higher education also changing. The Associated Press polling more than 2,500 people between the ages of 18 and 29, and roughly half of them believe a high school diploma is enough schooling to find economic success. This is what that poll from the Associated Press says here, that 60% of those polled say a bachelor's degree is the path to economic success, while more than 40% say just a high school diploma is enough to earn a living. Maybe they're taking their cues there from someone like Mark Zuckerberg, who did not graduate from college. You know what he did have, though? He had an idea, which he carried to success here, because the facts, and this is according to the facts of what we know a high school diploma will earn you in 2018 versus a college degree, $730 per week for someone with just a high school diploma. It is nearly double that with a college degree, $1,200 per week, and that's for a 5-day week. $146 a day, or $240 a day. So that's a significant difference there. Let's see what some of you are saying here this morning about whether or not a high school diploma is enough. I know someone who thinks a GED is all you need, and I totally disagree. That was one of our Text Team 12 responses. Carolyn Florence says it depends on the education you want. Medical, science, engineering all require higher learning, but you don't need to be educated to be successful in other areas. That is true. We did not mention the trades. Those are one thing that a high school diploma would be enough before you move on to there. I went to college and could never get a job in what I was trained to do. So sadly, yeah, enough said. That was from Jeanette. Interesting comments there, as the landscape is clearly changing between people coming out of college and what they feel like is enough to earn a living. Also depends on what you believe is a decent enough living. One other thing we want to mention, that poll specifically 18-year-olds to 29-year-olds. So those are kind of half-baked ideas about what you can see happening in your life and how much money you would need in order to succeed. Not many 29-year-olds, in my opinion, would know exactly how much money you'll need in order to retire. You're probably not even thinking about retirement at that point. So what do you guys think? Is a high school degree enough, or do you need to go to college?
Well, I think we're a little biased because we're all college educated.
Yeah.
We all have our degrees. So, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm going to push my twins to go to college.
Yeah,
it's just kind of a natural no-brainer. I mean, I think it's still important.
I know I'm pushing,
as expensive as it is.
Yeah, I'm pushing my kids to go to college. My parents did not go to college. They pushed me to go to college. So, but I think the kids actually look at it differently. Like my 15-year-old son, he doesn't want to be saddled with debt. Neither does my daughter.
It's a lot of debt.
Yeah, it really is. So certainly they're looking at it differently.
So we want to know now what you think about this. Is a college degree overrated? Do people need more than a high school diploma to be successful? Or are you comfortable with your kids having a high school diploma?
Yeah, let us know your thoughts. Send us a text, 602-444-1212. We'll read some of those comments a little bit later in the show. What we really need around here, especially in the Valley, we've done a lot of stories, are those blue-collar jobs that pay really well, and there's such a high need for those.
Absolutely.
So. There's no need for a meteorologist because we've got a great one with a great forecast, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. And we are looking at nothing but clear skies out there, more beautiful temperatures out there today. It's been another gorgeous one. We are sitting at 79 degrees in Phoenix, 70 up in Sedona, 79 in Bullhead City. Those temperatures will remain above average through next Tuesday. Tonight, our sunset time is at 5:27. Looking at mainly clear skies, calm winds for your Wednesday evening. Temperature-wise, very pleasant, although not quite as warm as the past couple of evenings, as by 9 o'clock already tonight, we drop off into the upper 60s. So a little bit cooler there, but a warming trend at least through the first half of the weekend. We will be wrapping up the work week on Friday with a few more clouds, but our rain chances won't go up until next week, but at least we have some showing up in the 7-day outlook. Tomorrow's still going to be a beautiful sunny day around the state, a high of 64 in Flagstaff, 76 degrees out towards Safford tomorrow, low 80s in Tucson, but today marks 48 days without any measurable rain out at Sky Harbor. Now here's the good news. Our fast facts, rain returning by the middle of next week. We'll have about 30 to 40% coverage around the state. That's a better chance than what we've seen in the last 1 to 2 months. And our high temperatures also will return to more seasonal levels. Now the latest on that and a look at your winter outlook from December through February coming up at 4:30.
We like those rain chances though, Lindsay. Thank you. It's time to ask the juicy question of the afternoon. 34% of us say this is one of their favorite parts of Thanksgiving. I'm going to say food.
Yeah, we need to get Lindsay in on this one too. I would say for me it's always the dessert. You know me. I love my sweets.
Your sweet tooth.
Favorite part. What do you like?
Well, it says favorite part, not favorite food. So I think family and just thinking about what I'm thankful for. Thanksgiving is actually one of my favorite holidays, but food, mashed potatoes all the way.
Oh, mashed potatoes.
I am the mashed potato girl.
Gravy?
No gravy.
No gravy?
Oh, just butter.
That
just
better
butter.
be some good mashed
So, okay, ultimately, we're going to have the answer for you in our next half an hour.
I love how she always brings us to shame.
That's right.
It's like
I know.
thankful.
I'm like, I want to stuff my face. I'm going to be thankful.
Food, my belly. It's all about that. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Lindsay. Coming up on First at 4, it's Disney all the time. We're taking a look at the latest streaming service that's changing the TV game.
Make sure to watch Today in AZ this Friday morning. Senate candidate Mark Kelly will be stopping by Studio 12A for an exclusive interview 1 year out from the 2020 election.
He'll be talking about his campaign and what's happening in Washington, D.C., so tune in for Today in AZ Friday morning starting at 6:30 a.m. Hope you join us then.
Medicare annual enrollment ends December 7th. So now's the time to start getting treated like more than just a number. With Cigna Medicare Advantage, the affordable plan that treats you like a whole person, body and mind. Get the right plan for the right price. Call 1-855-454-9121. With Cigna, you get one plan for all your benefits, a team of doctors for your overall health, and healthy living programs to save you money. Plus, no primary doctor copay and only a $5 specialist copay. Don't miss your chance to get more coverage for less. Switch to Cigna today to get a complete plan that fits your budget. Don't wait. Call now to get your free Medicare Advantage guide. Call 1-855-454-9121. That's 1-855-454-9121. Or visit GetCignaMedicare.com. Cigna, together all the way.
I was really comfortable with Learn and Roll. They made me feel like I knew them for years, and they made me feel like they were close relatives. I would say call Learn and Roll.
Learn and Roll is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Steiner's Amish Furniture. Visit our 15,000 square foot showroom featuring styles from transitional, mission, shaker, modern, and mid-century modern for any room in your house.
Get holiday season ready with 15% off all dining furniture.
Steiner's Amish Furniture. Have you seen us lately? Located at 107th Ave and Grand Ave in Sun City.
Come take a look. Bashas' has lower prices throughout the store. Lower prices in our meat department. Tender, boneless, skinless chicken breasts are only $1.47 a pound. Lower prices on produce. Delicious large Honeycrisp, Fuji, or Gala apples are just 88 cents a pound. Tasty varieties of Post cereal are only $1.99. And for a sweet cold treat, creamy Blue Bunny ice cream is 2 for just $5. Look, lower prices at Bashas', your Arizona hometown grocer.
The tools of a RE/MAX agent. The 3D home tour. The site with all the listings. The well-timed dad joke. The experience, the tools, the know-how. That's the sign of a RE/MAX agent.
Well, welcome back to First at 4. Thanks for sticking with us. The launch of the highly anticipated Disney Plus was met with some mixed reviews.
Yeah, many users experienced technical issues with the new streaming service. Despite the rocky start, CNBC's Julia Bornstein reports that the company has high hopes for the media venture, even as it faces stiff competition from other streaming heavyweights.
Disney Plus is the media giant's biggest move yet, away from the TV bundle and towards the digital direct-to-consumer future. Disney Plus for $7 a month or $70 a year has 10 original series and 2 original films at launch, along with 7,500 TV episodes and 500 films from Disney's flagship brand, along with Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic, as Disney looks to reach beyond families with promos featuring The Simpsons and Avengers.
They're investing for the long term. I think that's smart. They're going to get a massive base in there. And as we've seen Netflix raise prices, when they can, they'll raise prices. You know, it's this kind of Amazon strategy that everybody wants to put into play, which is, you know, trust us, this is a long-term investment, there's going to be a J-curve, we're going to have some high upfront costs, but it's going to pay off big in the long term.
There were some hiccups when the app launched. Some 7,000 people reporting streaming errors, according to downdetector.com. Disney saying consumer demand exceeded its highest expectations and was working to swiftly resolve the issues. Since unveiling Disney Plus in April, Disney shares have gained 18%, while shares of Netflix, facing new competition and the loss of Disney content, have fallen some 20%. But today's launch isn't just about Disney Plus competing for subscription dollars with Netflix and HBO Max. Disney's also looking to grow its digital advertising business, bundling ad-free Disney Plus with Hulu and ESPN Plus, both with ads, for $13 a month, a $5 discount.
I don't see this as a zero-sum game right now. There's so many opportunities to basically add people that we're in the beginning. It's nowhere near, you know, taking subs from Netflix or Amazon. It's just growing the market, basically.
Hulu with ads is competing with Viacom's Pluto TV, YouTube, and next year with NBC Universal's Peacock. All of them looking for a bigger piece of the fast-growing digital video ad market, which Disney projects will be worth over $50 billion by 2022. Julia Borsten, CNBC Business News, Los Angeles.
All right, thanks for that. First of all, we want to send 2 lucky viewers to see Cirque Dreams Holidays when the acrobats swing into town. The show is coming to Comerica Theater in December.
So, how do you win? Make sure you're watching First at 4 this Friday. We'll let you know when to start dialing, and the 12th caller gets the tickets coming up Friday.
Still ahead on First at 4:30, the light and joy in the new life. In the midst of tragedy and heartbreak, we're hearing from a mother who's clinging to hope and comfort of her new baby girl after losing friends and family in that massacre in Mexico.
Plus, see what one school is doing to lessen the stress load on students. Best part, it's working.
Here's what's coming up in primetime tonight on 12 News.
Brought to you locally by Express Flooring. Followed by 12 News at 10. Watch Curtis and Caribe tonight, only on 12 News at 10.
Men over 45, do you have frequent nighttime urination? An urgent need to go? Weak flow? Do you suffer from an enlarged prostate that blocks your flow? Frustrated with medications? Want to avoid traditional surgeries? How? The UroLift system, a minimally invasive treatment that can improve your flow with no cutting and can be performed in your doctor's office. Call to find out if UroLift is the right solution for you. Imagine an outpatient procedure with rapid symptom relief, done in about an hour, all while preserving sexual function. Common side effects are mild to moderate and typically resolve in 2 to 4 weeks. Results may vary. UroLift is covered by Medicare and all major private insurers. If you want a solution for symptoms like frequent urination, call 602-635-4345 and find out if the UroLift system is right for you.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries living in these Phoenix area counties. Now's the time to talk to United Healthcare and take advantage of a wide choice of plans and benefits, including the new AARP Medicare Advantage Walgreens plan from United Healthcare. This PPO plan combines your hospital and doctor coverage with prescription drug coverage and more, like primary care doctor visits for a $0 copay, all for as low as a $0 monthly premium. Take advantage of preventive dental care for a $0 copay, up to $1,000 for comprehensive dental services, a vision exam for a $0 copay, and credits to buy glasses or contacts. Plus, pay $0 on your Tier 1 prescription drugs at over 9,500 Walgreens locations nationwide. Annual enrollment ends December 7th. Call United Healthcare now to learn more.
Join us for Today in AZ.
No, really, join us. Don't just watch, be a part of the show.
Text Team 12, vote in our polls, get online. Tell us about your day.
We're here with you. Let's get our mornings off to the best start possible.
Today in AZ, weekdays.
First at 4:30, don't click on that, the latest scam that is circulating on social media.
First at 4:30, a family who lost so much, now celebrating a new life.
First at 4:30, he's at it again. We've got details on the latest skyscraper that the French Spider-Man has conquered.
Let's get you up to speed now on the stories you need to know. A woman accused of abusing her children while having them appear in YouTube videos died in prison.
Michelle Hobson was indicted in March for abusing her children. She's been sick for a while now, but it's still unclear how she died. We'll have a live report from Team 12's Will Pitts coming up on 12 News at 5. Developing right now, Peoria police are looking for a man they say sexually assaulted a stranger inside her own home. It happened near 97th Drive and Olive this morning around 8 o'clock. The woman says she heard a knock at her door, and when she opened it, the man said he would walk her dogs and babysit for her. Then he assaulted her. Relative came into the room when she yelled for help, and that's when the suspect walked off. If you know who this guy is or where he's at, get in touch with Peoria police right away. Maricopa County Assessor Paul Peterson still trying to get his 4-month suspension overturned. Now his attorneys are asking county officials to change his status. They want to contrast the work hours of Peterson with those of Sheriff Paul Penzone, Recorder Adrian Fontes, Treasurer Royce Flora, and all 5 members of the county board. Peterson was suspended by the board 2 weeks ago for neglect of duty. He was jailed for 4 weeks while awaiting hearings on more than 60 felony charges in a 3-state adoption scandal. The freeform climber known as the French Spider-Man. He was at it again. Take a look as he worked his way up a Paris skyscraper. 57-year-old Alain Robert climbed the 499-foot Edeon Tower with just his hands. Can you imagine? Wow. Police officer tried to convince him to stop climbing and come down, but you know that's not his MO. Robert was promptly arrested after the climb. Just one of 120 times he's been arrested for climbing buildings without permission. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, in an historic milestone, the first public impeachment hearing against President Trump concluded this afternoon.
And today's witnesses are career diplomats who describe back-channel dealings in Ukraine that could benefit the president politically. The first open testimony from William Taylor, the top U.S. envoy in Ukraine. He testified that President Trump froze critical military aid to Ukraine in a bid to force a public announcement of the investigations into his rivals, including Joe Biden. But he did acknowledge Ukraine did ultimately receive the money.
To withhold that assistance for no good reason other than help with the political campaign made no sense. It could not be explained. It was crazy.
President Trump reacting, saying that he's not even watching the proceedings.
I did not watch it. I'm too busy to watch it. It's a witch hunt. It's a hoax. I'm too busy to watch it. So I'm sure I'll get a report. There's nothing. I have not been briefed. No.
All right, so what does impeachment actually mean? Well, it's a four-step process.
And you can think of it like this, like an indictment in a criminal proceeding. The House will act as a grand jury and will decide whether the president should actually be impeached.
Next, the proceedings move to the Senate, which holds a trial overseen by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court.
And a team of lawmakers from the House play a vital role. They play the role of prosecutors. The president has defense lawyers, and the Senate serves as the jury. Republicans argue the foundation of this investigation is what's really politically motivated. Day 2 of the hearings will commence tomorrow.
So that brings us to today's 12 News Bullhorn question. Do you feel President Trump should be impeached? Yes or no? You
can see the results on your screen right now. 68% say yes, 32% say no. You can continue to vote at 12news.com/bullhorn.
Now to our other big story. It was a tragedy grabbing national headlines. 9 Americans gunned down in an alleged cartel attack in northern Mexico.
But in the midst of all the carnage this week, the family is celebrating new life. Team 12's Michael Dowdna caught up with the new mom and what's next for the family.
And then we got the sudden news that they were gone and there was no more hope.
Hope lost. That's how Marissa Langford described the moment she learned the fate of 9 family members massacred in Mexico.
Our community was destroyed in 1 second.
That moment robbing the family not only of the lives of their loved ones, but also of the safety of their homes.
I want out here. I don't feel safe. I can't sleep at night.
All the while, Marissa expecting a baby. The stress, she says, caused her to begin labor pains on Friday, but she still joined the 18-vehicle caravan, leaving their homes behind Saturday morning.
I just said, at this point, I'll have a baby on the road. Get me out of here.
So for hours on the road, she was in labor, finally delivering her new daughter here in Phoenix.
Beautiful. Precious little angel sent from heaven.
It's a new precious life after so much death. Victoria Dawn, named after Donna Langford, Marissa's best friend, who was killed in the massacre.
She would come in and say, "Oh, what a beautiful little girl you have. She's so precious. Look at all her hair." I'm gonna miss her. I miss her so much already.
Now the family searches for homes and a new beginning. And they say with those gone, can continue to live on in the memories of those still here.
It's so special, and she will always have that place in my heart, and I'm so grateful I got to name my little girl after her.
That was Michael Dowdna reporting, and as Michael mentioned, dozens of family members now looking for help. Many have been displaced, as he mentioned. If you'd like to donate or provide assistance, we will have a way to contact them. Just go to our website, 12news.com.
Well, a school in Dublin is trying something new when it comes to their students. Get this, no homework. Yeah, students there, they love hearing that phrase from their teachers, as you can imagine. Loretto Elementary School is trying out a system where students are no longer overburdened with lots of homework in the evenings. But here's the catch, because you know there always is one. The only thing students have to do when they get home is tune into the news. Yeah, another school in the capital, which introduced a no written homework policy for the majority of its students, has said the change is working out pretty well. Loretto's principal said her school is adopting the idea after a lot of discussions about the stress caused by homework.
Sounds like a good compromise. We can get them to start young, keep them around.
In the long run,
Yeah.
though,
I don't know. I don't know if it ultimately, like you're saying, it would really be a benefit. So it's always a good debate. I'm sure the kids like it, though.
Oh, you know it.
Okay, let's lighten the mood a bit. Let's get back to our juicy question of the afternoon. 34% of us say this is one of their favorite parts of Thanksgiving. What do you think it is?
Eating the food.
I said, I'm always about dessert. You know, being with your family is always really nice.
Yes, let's bring it home.
Yeah, except for that one uncle that wants to talk politics. The best part may be when he leaves, you know?
Yes. It's not fun unless you got, you know.
There's always one in your family.
Crazy Uncle Larry,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, Lord, Larry's coming through the door. All right, we'll have the answer for you in just a few minutes. Still ahead, do you have what it takes to go head-to-head in a fitness battle with the FBI? Can you take it? Well, yeah, Rachel went after it. Oh, she sits next to me, so you don't want to miss this story.
Plus, you know I love Costco, Mike.
Oh, I know you do. It's your favorite
Oh my
spot.
gosh, yes, every week. But this scam is just too good to be true, and it's circulating the internet.
And Facebook is looking to make it a whole lot easier to send money from user to user. More about Facebook Pay. That's next.
And make sure to watch Today in AZ this Friday morning. Senate candidate Mark Kelly will be stopping by Studio 12A for an exclusive interview 1 year out from the 2020 election. He'll be talking about his campaign and what's happening in D.C. So tune in for Today in AZ Friday morning starting at 6:30 a.m.
12 News Traffic to Go is driven by Lerner and Rowe.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
I was really comfortable with Lerner and Rowe. They made me feel like I knew them for years, and they made me feel like they were close relatives. I would say call Lerner and Rowe.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Tonight, 3 captivating episodes of Wednesday's most watched dramas. First, on Chicago Med, an internet star lets his followers decide his fate.
So, we just watch him die.
Then on Fire, one firefighter risks it all to uncover a corrupt system.
If you wanted someone to come in here and rubber stamp things, you detailed the wrong guy.
And on PD, for one of Chicago's finest, everything is about to change.
You're pregnant.
An all-new Chicago Wednesday, tonight on NBC.
Black Friday is here at American Furniture Warehouse. Stop in and find some of the best deals of the year on top of our everyday low prices. Hurry in and save big this Black Friday only at American Furniture Warehouse.
Just because we're super hungry
doesn't mean you gotta spend a lot, because Denny's brought back the Super Slam with eggs, hash browns, bacon, sausage, and pancakes, all for just $5.99. The $5.99 Super Slam is back. See you at Denny's.
For Grumps, the holidays can feel like the dumps.
Doesn't all this good cheer?
He asked.
Just hurt your ears?
But from time to time, something changes their mind.
I feel sad.
She said.
And you can feel cheer instead.
You might be right. So he got the card and a tree, and his cheer grew by 3. Get your Mountain America rewards card today for 3 times the cheer this holiday.
I thought I was superhuman. Till I found out I wasn't.
Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona has been watching over Arizonans for 80 years. We nurture your good health. No wonder people are saying, I am Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona Healthy.
My name is Cynthia. I've worked for a grocery store for the past 36 years. I try to spend as much time with my grandkids as I possibly can. They grow up so fast. I would really love to be able to retire and spend time with my family. Martha McSally promised to protect our health care, but she voted to let insurance companies charge people over 50 like me 5 times more. That takes a big chunk out of my retirement. I'm worried I'm never going to be able to retire. That's what I'm worried about. Martha McSally lied about protecting our health care.
Tell Martha McSally to stop attacking our health care.
My Lerner and Rowe case manager was amazing. She just kept me up on everything that was going on with my case. So she basically let me know, don't worry about anything, we'll handle everything, and it was perfect. They were great.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
We've all seen a bad crash on the highway and wondered, is everyone okay? First responders are trained to handle situations like that quickly and safely.
And this morning we got an inside look at how rescue teams prepare for dangerous situations on all roads. Team 12's Colleen Sikora has more.
Hundreds of first responders across the state are working on best practices in traffic incident management. So they've set up out here in Mesa some simulated crash sites so that they can practice these best practices. So they're focusing on keeping drivers safe on the roads, you guys around crashes, as well as those who are involved in the crash and first responders. Angela Roper is here joining us. Tell me about why this is important, the work that you guys are doing here today.
Well, it's important because if we all work together and we're all trained in the same manner on the roadway, being responders, then we can clear the roadway faster, which means less exposure, less risk. We help save lives. And that's the whole bottom line to traffic incident management. It's getting the roadway clear, less construction, less dollars, and the motoring public is safe, as well as the first responders out there on the roadway.
And the public can help you out in this too.
Yes, absolutely. Please slow down and move over. There's laws in every state for that. And quick clearance. It's getting your car out of the roadway. If it's still drivable and you have a crash, move it off to the shoulder and work it from there. Insurance, whatever, with the law enforcement. But yes, we need to get the roadways clear, slow down and move over, please. When you see any flashing lights, even the motoring public.
It's really about teamwork. All of this is teamwork. Teamwork to get everything cleaned up and teamwork for those of us on the roads to keep everybody safe. We're in Mesa. Colleen Sikora, 12 News.
All right, Colleen, thanks so much for that. Okay, so don't click on that. If you see people posting about a free $75 coupon to Costco, it is not real, folks. Costco posting a message on their Facebook page that it's all a big hoax. The warning comes after customers told them about it, so watch out on your social media feed for that one. Okay, Facebook launching a new payment system. They're calling it Facebook Pay. It will be available for use on Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook Messenger. You can send money to friends, shop for goods, buy event tickets, or you can even donate to fundraisers. Facebook Pay will be separate from the company's new Calibra wallet and Libra digital currency network.
Let's get back to our Text Team 12 question. We are talking about going to college or not. What do you think about this? Is a college degree overrated? Lots of people texted us. Jordan from Lake Havasu City said, I think for most careers, a diploma is all you need. I know several people who are in college and they say half of their classes are completely irrelevant. But then again, I wouldn't want someone with just a diploma performing brain surgery on me. So
yeah, and that was kind of a theme that was said over and over again. This viewer said, I really think it depends on your career path, lawyers, doctors, nurses, engineers, etc.
And JR in Mesa says, I only had a high school diploma but took business classes and was always able to get a job. Granted, I'm not a millionaire, but made a decent living.
And this viewer says, we need more people in the trades, excellent earning power with minimal debt.
And finally, Alexander Weiss in Scottsdale said, college degree. I went to community college at 18 to 20 and dropped out to work full time. Now I'm 30 and back in school and have a lot of life and corporate experience. College means so much more to me now than it did at 18 to 20. Thank you so much for your great insights. Right now, we want to check our forecast, and Lindsay's talking about possibly some rain in the future.
Yes, we need it.
Yeah, we've gone 48 days now in the Phoenix area without any measurable precipitation. Our records are kept out at Sky Harbor. So we're looking forward to some rain for the middle of next week. Our beautiful sky cam over the downtown area is clear. Looking at a bright blue sky around the city right now, and that trend's going to continue through the weekend. So we are looking dry. Today, officially, we topped out at 79 degrees. The last time we had highs in the 70s was back on Halloween. So it's the first time during the month of November that we had high temperatures in the 70s, and we'll have more temperatures in the 70s as we get into next week. These are our 4 o'clock readings around the state right now. I know there was a major Arctic blast and a lot of snow this week across the upper Midwest and extending even down into the south. Now we're taking a look ahead to what we can expect this winter, primarily during the months of December, January, and February. And as you can see here, as far as our temperatures are concerned, we are looking at most of the country at above average temperatures for the upcoming winter. Now, that doesn't mean we won't have Arctic blasts. It doesn't mean that there's going to be no snow. We've already seen that across the upper Midwest and even pushing down into the south just this week. But the Arctic blasts will likely be a little bit shorter, and we won't have quite as many. As far as precip is concerned, the northern tier of the country looking at above average precipitation. And unfortunately, what that means for us too is we're looking at our drought conditions to persist and possibly even worsen as we go into the upcoming winter. Guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Lindsay. Time now to reveal the answer to our juicy question of the afternoon. 34% of us say this is one of their favorite parts of Thanksgiving. What do you think it is?
The food. The feast.
Food is always the best. I bet you it's family. It's got to be something like that. The time off.
Now,
yeah, that's nice.
That's very important.
It is.
You're not having any of that.
That's true.
You'll miss out on all of it.
You have a very good point. If you're working, you're not at Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, if you missed the answer to our juicy question each day, you can see it on the 12 News YouTube channel. Just go to 12news.com/YouTube.
How fit are you? Could you keep up with a training workout with the FBI? What it takes to power through next.
I'm Tim Tonkin of Phillips Law Group. If you have family or loved ones in a nursing home, know the signs of neglect and abuse. Spend time with them and ask direct questions about their safety and well-being. 1 in 6 nursing home residents may be the victim of abuse or neglect this year. Do your research before selecting a residential care facility, and if you suspect a loved one has been abused, call 602-222-2222 or learn what to look for at phillipslaw.com.
With thousands of items arriving daily at your neighborhood Goodwill, expect the unexpected. Save 50% this sale Saturday.
People that work at Synchrony care about each other.
I feel like a family.
We try to support each other.
People I work with are very friendly, a family.
We're hiring call center representatives in Phoenix, starting at $15 an hour, with generous benefits.
The healthcare is fantastic here.
Tuition reimbursement, 401k, the vacation time.
Change what's possible. Apply at syfcareers.com or text SYF9 to 90206.
You know, patio furniture is also home to the Bliss cushion. You're gonna need it.
Find your Bliss at one of our 6 convenient Valley locations during our grand opening, happening now.
Let's turn a day into a bucket list. Let's be poolside at dawn and in the hot tub till dusk. Let's go from brunch to blackjack and try a new restaurant 3 times a day. Reminding each other the night is young. Move, groove, toast, taste, or make it rain. Forever run toward a bigger playground. Harrah's Ak-Chin Casino. Play for all.
Welcome back. The FBI hosted members of the media today to see if they have what it takes to be an elite agent for the Bureau. We sent Team 12's Rachel Cole out to GCU to see if she could qualify to be one of the agency's finest and fittest. Hey, Rachel.
Hey guys, that's right. We're out here doing the FBI Fit Test, something the agents have to do year in and year out for the Bureau. We're going to see how I measure up to the test.
Hard to believe I volunteered for this.
I don't know what I was thinking. Light stretching and strict instructions.
You need to score a total of 12 points.
4 categories. The better you perform for each category, the more points earned and applied to your total score. 12 is the target number, and sit-ups are first on the list.
3, 2, 1, go.
35. Good job.
Thank you, Ben and Jerry.
A few side-splitting jokes later, but only 1 point for the minimum of 35 required.
All right, guys, are you ready?
Challenge 2, the nasty 300-meter dash.
Get set, go. Come on, push it hard through. Straight through the line. 58.
So what'd Rachel get?
58.35.
Is that a point?
That is more than 1 point.
With 8 total points to go, it was time for the push-ups. 14 required, but I was confident.
30. Nice job. Nice job. That was great. You got 5 points. Nice job.
All right.
Yes.
Cool. I'll be walking that 1.5 miles.
Psych! At only 9 points going into the final category, I still needed 3 points to qualify for the FBI Fit Test, which means 6 laps in less than 13 minutes.
1, go.
12 minutes and 19 seconds, and a few hiccups later, I crossed the finish line and received some pretty good news.
This is the first media member that we've seen in the last 3 years.
What?
Yeah.
We're going to look in the archives to see who did it last year. So against all odds, we came out here and successfully tested in all 4 elements of the FBI training physical fitness test. It was not easy, and the agents say that anybody from Team 12 is welcome to come out here and take the challenge. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
I saw that email. I said no, but she's the perfect candidate. I could see her being an FBI agent too. All right, Rachel, thanks a lot. Okay, fewer Americans are being diagnosed with lung cancer, but it remains the leading cause of cancer deaths. So, American Lung Association releasing its annual State of Lung Cancer report this morning. It shows new cases of the disease have decreased by 19% over the past decade. The 5-year survival rate has also improved, climbing by 26%. However, screening rates are extremely low right now. Nearly half of lung cancers are diagnosed in the later stages. Well, if you are considering vaping, think again, folks. Turns out a single vaping session can damage the heart and blood vessels. This according to a new study out of Germany. German scientists assessing 20 healthy people before and just 15 minutes afterwards they smoked an e-cigarette. The one vaping episode not only increased the smokers' heart rates, but caused their arteries to stiffen. New studies suggest the taller you are, 5'7" or more, the higher your risk of developing an irregular heartbeat. In fact, every 1 inch increase in height elevates the risk factor by 3%. Researchers from the University of Pennsylvania looked at data from more than 700,000 people. The association was there even after adjusting for other risk factors, which includes heart disease and high blood pressure. Okay, 12 News at 5, just moments away. Let's hand things over to Mark and Tram.
Okay, Mike, thanks. We're working on several news stories tonight. Here's a look at what's coming up. The controversy over a restaurant's racist ticket order isn't going away. We'll let you know what happened today.
What does a nuclear power plant have to do with the emergency alert you got on your phones today? The facts on that story.
And we'll take a look at what happens next in the case of the YouTube mom after she passed away. 12 News at 5 is just moments away. 12 News is your official home of the Arizona Cardinals. Become a bird watcher by joining the official 12 News Cardinals Facebook group.
Khalil Mack makes his home in Chicago. Aaron Donald makes his home in LA. But if we're really being honest, they both make their home in the backfield. Sunday night, it's a must-watch matchup of the league's most unstoppable forces. Bears, Rams, all eyes on Sunday Night Football.
Get out and go to the RV show at State Farm Stadium. Go for top brands. Go for a massive selection. Go for huge discounts. Go for free admission and parking. Come on and go to the RV show at State Farm Stadium starting Thursday.
AZ MedEquip, medical equipment made easy.
I'm Mark Nicotera, owner of AZ MedEquip, Arizona's largest supplier of home medical equipment and supplies.
We offer the best selection of scooters, reclining lift chairs, sleep apnea products, hospital beds, bathroom safety, and so much more. MaxiLift from Golden glides smoothly into positions not found on most recliners. Lift, recline, sleep, even enjoy the feeling of weightlessness in zero gravity with MaxiLift. Visit any one of our 4 Valley locations. AZ MedEquip, medical equipment made easy.
Before you list your home, call Carol Royce because she has the buyers.
I'm working with hundreds of buyers looking for a home, and they'll pay you top dollar.
We listed our house with Carol and her team, and it was amazing. We got multiple offers and $17,000 more than we were asking for.
Call me now and let me show you how I can put more money in your pocket. I'm so confident that your home will sell. I'll guarantee it, or I'll buy it myself. Call me now and start packing.
Call 480-776-5231 to sell your home today.
Cindy?
What are you doing?
I needed some extra cash to get my car's transmission replaced.
Go to AMCO. And with over 50 years of experience, they're the most trusted name in the business. And it comes with a 3-year, 50,000-mile nationwide warranty.
AMCO? That is hot!
Check engine light on? We'll check it for free. AMCO. AA, MCO. Transmissions and a whole lot more.
Get out and go to the RV show at State Farm Stadium. Go for top brands. Go for a massive selection. Go for huge discounts. Go for free admission and parking. Come on and go to the RV show at State Farm Stadium starting Thursday.
Right now on 12 News at 5, the woman known as the YouTube mom passed away. So what happens now in her legal case? We have new facts.
The controversy over a racist restaurant order ticket is turning into a teaching moment. That's what one side of the argument says. We'll get into that story.
And did you get an emergency alert on your phone today at around noon? We'll let you know why it happened and what it has to do with the Palo Verde nuclear plant.
A woman charged with child abuse for forcing her children to perform in YouTube videos and punishing them when they did not has died. But the criminal case is not over yet.
And tonight, the prosecutor leading the case against Hobson says her death is actually a good thing. Strong words. Team 12's Mitch Carr is live for us in Florence tonight with the reasoning behind the prosecutor's statement. Mitch.
Michelle Hobson was facing dozens of counts of child abuse, many for things that are so horrible we can't describe them on television. Today, the Pinal County attorney said that this will ultimately be a good thing, that her death will save the tiniest victims of Michelle Hobson's abusive YouTube activity. Pinal County Attorney Kent Volkmer said Wednesday he looked forward to proving Michelle Hobson's guilt in court and says the investigation surrounding the abuse of these children is not over. Law enforcement recommended charges against Hobson's 2 adult sons, but Volkmer says his office did not file those charges.
What complicates things is the fact that the actual liability that they have to report abuse is non-existent.
Hobson's YouTube channel made a lot of money from nearly 800,000 subscribers and 250 million views. Volkmer believes that money will eventually make it to the children.
We were able to see some of the money. It's currently being held in an account. We believe ultimately that the victims are going to make a claim for that.
As for the kids, they are currently with the Department of Child Safety, and Volkmer says DCS is trying to place them with a family where they can all stay together. As for Hobson's death, Volkmer calls it natural causes.
Are you asking, was she assaulted or something like that? To the best of my knowledge, no. No, she was not the subject or victimized in any way.
Hobson was at an acute care facility in Scottsdale when she passed away. She was not in the custody of the state of Arizona. She was not in the custody of Pinal County. So Pinal County is not investigating her death. Live in Florence, Mitch Carr, 12 News.
Okay, Mitch, thanks. We're following some breaking news. A 10-year-old girl has been hit by a car near 22nd Street in Missouri. The fire department tells us she was briefly knocked out and suffered a possible broken leg. Right now, she's being transported to the hospital. No word on how it happened. We'll certainly keep you updated on this story on our 12 News app. New at 5, a horrific kidnapping case in Glendale, and it's one that might leave you wondering about your own safety. But it's the way the police caught up to this guy that'll have you shaking your head. Team 12's William Pitts has new facts tonight on how he was busted.
Glendale PD knew they were dealing with somebody who'd committed 3 armed robberies. What they didn't know was that they would soon add rape and attempted murder to those charges.
Jamarian Imasuku, already charged with 3 armed robberies. Glendale police say he used a BB gun like this one to hold up 3 businesses wearing Halloween costumes. A Mercury Mountaineer was seen driving away. That car would put him at the scene of a much worse crime.
911, what is your emergency? Okay, this is for Glendale police. I don't know if you met this lady and she said she was just raped.
2 days before the robberies, Glendale police got a 911 call from this apartment complex.
Okay, ma'am, I'm on the phone with police. They're on their way, okay?